Don't forget to tune in with IIM FM, your campus radio.
Assalamualaikum and good evening, everyone. Welcome back to Night Bus, the show where we slow down just a little, breathe a little deeper, and dive into the thoughts we're actually usually too busy to notice during the day. So tonight episode is gonna be a bit special because tonight we're going to talk about books. And by books, I mean that books that have stayed with me, books that whispered things I didn't know I needed to hear, books that changed the way I look at my habits, my identity, society, and even the rhythm of my own mind. So if you're listening from your room with your fairy lights on, or from your study table surrounded by notes you don't want to touch, or maybe the bed you're trying to fall asleep, this one's for you. So let's journey through 4 books that deepen my mind in 4 different ways. So before I start, I guess there's a little introduction about reading books is in order lah. Okay, even though I don't look like one, I actually an avid reader. I like to read books, yeah, usually. Ever since primary school, really. Since I was growing up, I read around books. So it kind of grew to me as a habit. And since I'm quite not a loner, I would say more of an introverted person. I usually prefer reading books than going out socialize. So, okay, in the many books that I've read, there's certain one that sticks out to me. The first one is Atomic Habits by James Clear. So Atomic Habit, I didn't bring Atomic Habit with me. I have Atomic Habit since I was Form 4, I think Form 5, where I think the books helped me went through SPM stage of my life, and it really pushed me to become a better person in general. So let's begin with the book. So what is Atomic Habit? Atomic Habit, the book is, in essence, it basically is a self-help books, but it's not like the other self-help books. A lot of self-help books tell you to dream big, think big, and act big. But James Clear's goes the complete opposite direction. He says forget big, but do the small. In fact, do tiny. Hence the name Atomic, which means atom, small. He breaks down why motivation doesn't last, why discipline alone fails, and why we constantly cycle between productive era and down bad era. So the best thing about this book is how science-based everything is. He talks about habit loops, environment shaping, identity reinforcement, the 2-minute rule, and how your brain automates patterns. It's practical, not inspirational quotes that disappear after 30 minutes like other self-help books. So after reading it, I tried something simple. Every night, I put water bottle, notebook, and pen on my desk. Nothing crazy, just preparing the environment, which is one of the things that he teaches in the book. And somehow, the next morning, it didn't feel like a battle. It felt like a continuation, where I woke up and I already see my notebook and my pen. So I just go to the table, drink my water, and start writing. So I realized I don't need to be productive. I just need to make it easier to start. This book taught me how to stop chasing motivation like a toxic ex. So who would I recommend this book to? So if you want to build routines to fix your sleep, study consistently, exercise better, or break bad habits, this book is like a quiet mentor whispering, start small, smaller than that. Yes, that tiny. So if you're an aspiring student going into sport, or maybe you're trying to learn something new, you want to build a good habit, you want to discard your bad habit, I think this book would be a good not really a life hack, but a manual for you on how you want to start becoming a different person altogether. And even last time I went, I was a committee for Moscow opening, and they invited Dai Nazhan, and he also talked about this book. So that shows that this book is not really just some science-based useless stuff. The book teaches us something that really could relate with every person, even person who are learning religion. So it's something that everyone should try reading once in their life. And even myself, I think by reading that book, I was able to get straight A for my SPM. So not the credit is fully to the book, but it is for me one of the many reasons that I was able to get it. So that's it for the first book. We're going on a little break, and then I'll come back with another book that I think is also quite an interesting read, but it's not really a self-help book. It's more to a fiction. No, it is a fiction. So yeah, stay tuned, grab some water, and stay tuned on IIM FM, your campus radio.
Hey, what are you doing to that kitten? I'm just stroking it. I'm not doing anything. That is not stroking. That is choking. Guys, it is not cool to be cruel to animals. It's sunnah to be kind to them. So, yeah, don't choke them or, stroke them softly. This message is brought to you by IIM FM, your campus radio.
This week has been insane. Meetings, assignments, and no time for a proper meal. I just want something sweet to cheer me up.
Sweet, you say? Sarah, you have to try Kim Pancakes pancakes.
Pancakes? What's so great about them?
Oh, they are the fluffiest pancakes you will ever taste. Soft, light, and packed with amazing flavors like white chocolate, matcha, strawberry milk, and so on. Plus, they are super affordable.
Really? Where can I get them, Zaril?
Just come to Mahala Mariam, trust me. With their reasonable price and heavenly taste, they will brighten your day instantly. Kim Pancake, sweet moments made sweeter.
Aku yang jadi obatnya. tanpa pernah kehargai cinta dan kasih yang setulus ini. Mengapa sulit? Mengapa sulit untuk ku bisa miliki hatimu? Bahkan selama ini hadirku tak berharga untukmu. Wah, yang terjadi kini ku hanya rumah bersinggahanmu. Bisa kau terluka dan di saat semuanya reda kau menghilang begitu saja. Dan di saat semuanya reda kau menghilang begitu saja. Saksi cinta di atas cinta dalam alunan tasbihku ini menerka hati yang tersembunyi berteman di malam sunyi penuh doa. Sebut namamu terukir merdu tertulis dalam sajadah cinta. Tetapkan pilihan sebagai teman kekal abadi.
Of you. You don't need to be like anyone else. Because human, we are created to be unique, to have so many different different wants, different needs. So we are not going to be the same. We are not like robot. If everyone conform into a single type of person, then I think we as humankind have lost our uniqueness. Like there's nothing to differentiate us with animals or even robot. So yeah, the book teaches me that we as human should not. It's okay to doubt if you feel like you're not progressing in life, because that is how you're gonna grow. But don't feel like you are stuck. If you are stuck and cannot change, then you are the bottom tier of society. No, that is just an illusion that we have been fed. Even in Islam, we are taught to be not different, but we should embrace however it is that we are feeling, as long as we are not going against the Quran or the Prophet or what Allah SWT has teach us. So I think the book, for me, I was able to get that message that it's okay to be different, right? So don't feel like you are left out. Okay, so who would I recommend this book to? Like, I just said, if you ever felt pressured to fit in, if you feel misunderstood, or if you want to a short book with deep emotional layers, then read it. It's strange, it's simple, and it's also unforgettable. Actually, the book is really just, I think, about 100 pages, if I'm not mistaken. I read it like last month, and I was putting it off, like procrastinating on it at first. But really, when I start reading it, I cannot stop, and I finish it less than a day. So yeah, if you want to read it, and if you want the physical book, you can contact me and I can lend it to you. Or you can also find the online copy, I think. So I think anyone who are feeling left out in life, or like they are stuck in a place where they are not like feeling as like everybody else, then try reading that book. I think it give you a sense of familiarity, a sense of solidarity. So yeah, that's it for Convenience Store Woman. Next we're going to talk about The Wind-Up Bird, which is by Haruki Murakami. A quite controversial author, I would say, for some of his book. But this book particularly was my first book of him before I even know whatever it is about him that made him controversial. But we're going to talk about him after a short break, after one song, and we'll get right back into it. So stay tuned on IIM FM, your campus radio. Bye bye.
Mengapakah kita selalu berjauh hati, selalu sendiri dan terasa hati? Apakah kita tak sehaluan lagi? Berat bagiku, berat bagiku. Apakah salahku? Kau buatku begini, selalu sendiri, tinggal sendiri. Cinta yang ku pinta, kau balas dengan dusta. Berat bagiku melepaskanmu. Bukan mudah bagiku untuk melalui semua ini. Apabila kenangan kita mengusik jiwa dan hati, kala malam tidurku tak lena mengenangkanmu. Ku cuba pertahankan, separuh jiwaku hilang ikut terbang bersamamu. Episod cinta hitamku kini berulang kembali, berulang kembali menguasai diriku ini. Oh Tuhan, ku mau yang terbaik, terbaik buatku yang saat kerdil ini. Oh Tuhan, tak takkan kehilangan ini.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh لكل المستمعين والمشاهدين في IIUM FM. لا نسيت أن نستمع إلى IIUM FM راديو لجامعتكم.
Assalamualaikum and welcome back to Night Buzz, the book review episode. So, yeah, we're gonna talk about The Wind Up Bird Chronicle by Haruki Murakami. So, yeah, Murakami, the man who writes books that feel like dreams you're not fully awake from. Reading one of his book felt like a fever dream. So let's get right into the analysis of the book. So I think the book is part mystery, part philosophy, and also part psychological dive into the human soul. On the surface, it's about Toru Okada, I think, the character name, searching for his missing cat and missing wife. But underneath that, it explores trauma, identity, loneliness, the parts of ourselves we abandon without noticing, and also the duality of reality and imagination. So I read this book back when I was in CFS, it was even before that. It was back when I was in Form 4. It's been so long. So the book, it blends dreams and also reality, but does it so smoothly that you eventually stop asking, is this real? And instead start asking, what does this mean? Because when you are reading that book, if you like, this could be one of the main character, Toru, imagination, or it could be he's talking about his past experience. But after a certain while, the line has been blurred and you just stop questioning it. Instead, you try to find out what is the message of the story that been told. So Murakami is master of I think symbolic emptiness, of characters who speak softly but carry heavy inner words, which I feel like I could relate to those characters that he wrote. Because when you speak softly, you don't expect anyone to like listen to you deeply, but you have a lot of things left unsaid that it may or may not start eating you up. So one of the moments that I think changed me when I was reading the book was when Toru sat at the bottom of the dry well. So if you read the book, you will understand. In the dry well, there was silence, darkness, and nothingness. But that nothingness forced him to confront things that he'd been avoiding. It made me realize that sometimes life puts you in a well, not to punish you, but to make you listen to yourself, to the thing that you've been ignoring. So reading this book during a stressful period low-key helped me, because I was in Form 4. I just got into a new class. I left science stream based class and went into computer science. So it was a stressful period for me. The book made me accept that confusion isn't always a problem. Sometimes it is part of growth. Right, so if you enjoy the stories that feels like a dream to you, I think I would recommend these books. The stories don't really give you a straight answers. It is a story that make you think about the part of yourself that you hide. But warning, it's not really a light reading. It's a psychological experience. There's a lot of mention of PTSD and war. So prepare yourself if you want to read this book. So now let's jump into the last book that I've read recently. and it is Stillness is the Key. Okay, I bring this book with me today because I still haven't finished it. But so far as I've read it, I think the book is actually really good for anyone who is basically student who are having disarray in their mind, like mumbling thoughts. You basically need to have stillness in your mind for you to function fully. Okay, so let's talk about this book. So, Stillness is the Key by Ryan Holiday. It is a book that feels like a slow, warm breath after a long day. So, it breaks down the art of being calm in a chaotic world. Holiday talks about stoicism, not as to be emotionless, but as to be intentional. It divided into 3 parts: the mind, controlling your thoughts; spirit, understanding your purpose; and body, creating physical habits that support peace. So the book shows how stillness isn't one moment, but it is a lifestyle, a choice. It challenges the hustle culture. It challenges the hustle culture mentality, which I think everyone right now, especially in Gen Z, have. Yeah, it reminds you that endless productivity is not success, but really clarity is. So one chapter that hit me hard was when the one where Holiday explained that sometimes you solve problems by doing nothing. Not laziness, and not avoiding, but stepping back long enough to see clearly the big picture. There was a week when I felt overwhelmed with assignments and responsibilities, and also the relationship that I am having in my life. My instinct was to push harder, sleep less, and grind more. But after reading the book, I closed everything, took a walk, and did absolutely nothing productive. And somehow the next day, everything felt manageable again. So stillness really isn't a luxury. It's maintenance. And also another thing that I read from the book like to talk about leadership. Being a leader, having stillness is really what makes you different from other leader. For example, one key leader that I remember Holiday talk about was John Kennedy. Yeah, John Kennedy, when during the Cold War with Russia, there was a moment where the world was gonna end because the US found out Russia is making nuclear bomb near Panama, I think. And right now, whatever US make as their choice is gonna affect the whole world. If they retaliate and send out their nuclear bombs, and then Russia send out their nuclear bombs, then the world gonna stop being as how it is, as the destruction is gonna impact everyone around us. But somehow, the conflict, the tension was so high, but even in that moment, John Kennedy was able to manage his stillness and create a decision where everyone else, where the Russia understand the effect of their action and started to break down. So I think this book really not just show us how to live, but also how to lead our life and even become a responsible leader. So for who I recommend this book to, if you feel overwhelmed, burnt out, lost, too busy, or mentally crowded, or even if you have some problem with your relationship, this book is like a pressing reset button on your brain. It's gentle, it's honest, and it's also grounding. So let's go on a short break, and then we maybe talk about another one book that I haven't mentioned yet. So stick around to find out what the book is, and don't go anywhere. Stay tuned on IIM FM, your campus radio.
Feeling hungry after a long class? Not sure of what to eat? Head over to Mr. K Fried Chicken. With their deliciously seasoned fried chicken combo meals, your taste buds will be dancing and your cravings will be satisfied. So, what are you waiting for? Head over to Mr. K Fried Chicken only at IAUM Student Mall, open from 11 a.m. to 5 p.m. daily. Mr. K, a crunch with every bite.
Jika hari ini yang terakhir, izinkan ku mendengar suaramu lagi. Jika hari ini ku menghembuskan nafas terakhir, pedulikah kamu? Sama-sama. Teriaklah sekuat manapun aku, suara ini tiada mendengar. Teriaklah, berhentilah berharap, teruskan hidupmu. Ku ingin pulang. Tiada daya dan upaya untuk membuatmu senyum, seakan akan tidur, dan sangkan hanyalah mimpi tidak terperi. Genggam erat tanganku. Sama-sama. Teriaklah sekuat manapun aku, suara ini tiada mendengar. Teriaklah, berhentilah, teruskan hidupmu. Ku ingin pulang. Tuhan, izinkan ku cerita apa yang ku rasa. Izinkan ku lafaz kata cinta, beri makna rindu. Sama-sama. Teriaklah sekuat manapun aku, suara ini tiada mendengar. Teriaklah, berhentilah berharap, teruskan hidupmu. Ku ingin pulang.
Assalamualaikum, perkenalkan nama Ambo, Elsa, dari Dinia Putri Padang Panjang, Indonesia. Kiniko, Dun Sanak sedang mendengarkan IIUM FM, Radio Kampus Sito.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. I am Brother Adlan, the chairperson of Quran and Sunnah Studies Student Association KUSA. Today I want to share to you guys a simple dua that we can recite to improve ourselves, which has been taught by Rasulullah SAW. The dua, Allahumma a'inni ala dhikrika wa syukrika wa husni ibadatik, which mean, oh Allah, help me to remember you, to be grateful to you, and to worship you in an excellent manner. So let us practice this dua to improve ourselves in our daily life.
Hi guys, DJ Izlan here. Don't forget to follow us on TikTok at IIUMFM, your campus radio.
Ya, Mak. Nanti saya balik ya, Mak. InsyaAllah minggu depan ke atau nanti sebelum kita Mak balik ya. Okey, Mak. Okey, Mak. Okey, Mak. Bye, Mak. Sibuk ni, Mak. Okey, bye.
Tanggungjawab sebagai anak tidak pernah putus biar ibu bapa masih ada ataupun telah tiada. Kesibukan dengan kerja atau pelajaran bukan alasan untuk kita melupakan mereka. Luangkan masa sekurang-kurangnya 5 hingga 10 minit untuk bertanya khabar dan berinteraksi dengan ibu bapa anda biar walau hanya dengan panggilan telefon. Pesanan khidmat masyarakat ini dibawakan oleh IIUM.FM. Dengarkan slot Jom Sembang setiap Khamis pukul 8 hingga 10 malam hanya di IIUM.FM, radio kampus anda.
Hello, Mak.
It's so hot and humid today, and now we're stuck in this traffic jam.
You know what will make this better? A cold, refreshing drink from Hausla.
Is the heat making you sweat buckets? Don't worry, Hausla has got your back.
Cool down with our refresher or smoothie series from passion fruits to asam boy and all this goodness from just RM7 to RM9.
Find us at Jalan Sulaiman Batu Pahat and don't forget to follow us on Instagram.
Assalamualaikum and welcome back to IIUM.FM. You're with me, DJ Adam, on Night Bus. So let's get into our last book for tonight. I'm going to talk about a book that we're stepping way back to ancient Greece. You might think philosophy from 2000 years ago wouldn't hit as hard as modern self-help book. But trust me, some things just don't inspire. So, what is the book? Discourse and Selected Writings by Epictetus. So Epictetus is a famous ancient philosopher. He wasn't rich, he wasn't born into privilege, and fun fact, he actually started life as a slave. But somehow, this man managed to build one of the most powerful framework for inner peace that we still use today, which is Stoicism. Discourses and Selected Writing is basically a collection of teachings recorded by his students. It isn't a novel. It isn't a motivational book. It's more like sitting in a quiet room with an old master who's calmly telling you why you're stressed, why you're angry, and how to stop letting the world control you. So Epictetus talks about freedom, control, discipline, emotion, and the idea that life becomes lighter when we stop trying to manage things that aren't ours to manage. One of his core lessons is super simple. There are things within your control and things that aren't. Peace begins by knowing the difference. And honestly, that line alone feels like a therapy. And some of you might be familiar with this sentence, because actually this is something that Islam also teaches us, that basically it is the concept of tawakal, where we tawakal to Allah with anything that isn't ours to control, like our jodoh, our fate, our death, how people talk around us, how people talk about us. It really isn't in our control. So yeah. The book, I read this book when I was juggling a lot, really. Assignment, deadlines, tight schedules, expectation, and honestly trying to keep up with who I'm supposed to be. I started reading this book when I was Form 5, and I didn't finish it yet, but I kept coming back to the book. And Epictetus basically walked in and said, Adam, half the things you're stressed about aren't even yours. I remember one night I was stressing over a conversation that didn't go well. I kept replaying it overthinking every angle. Then I read this line. You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this and you will find strength. And it just snapped me out of whatever I was going through. This book taught me how to detach without becoming careless. To care deeply but to not cling. To do my best and then let the world do whatever it's going to do. So the book really isn't for people who want a light, cute read. It is dense, it is raw, and it's also honest. But if you're someone who feels overwhelmed, anxious, pressured, or emotionally drained, if you overthink, if you care too much about what people think, if you're trying to find peace in the middle of chaos, then discourses and selected writings by Epictetus will feel like a warm hand on your shoulder, not comforting you but grounding you. Alright, so that has been book number 5. A little heavier, a little ancient, but honestly one of the most powerful read I've had in the past year. It stayed with me for a long time, and I think I'm gonna keep going back to the book to remind myself of what I've learned. Alright, so I think there's so many other books that I would like to talk with you guys about, because honestly, not to brag or anything, I'm quite an avid reader. If you go into my room, there's at least 10 books, 2 which I just bought last week, but there's also like another 4 books that I haven't read yet. There's not enough time as a student to read around, juggling with our assignment, but I still try to find time, because honestly, in the chaos, in the havocness of the world, of the busyness of student life, I think reading book is what gives me peace, is what calling me. Not to be acaca, but that is just how I felt. Alright, so basically that brings us to the end of the tonight quiet journey. 5 book, 5 different worlds, 5 perspectives that touched me in 5 different ways. So Atomic Habit taught me the change starts tiny. Convenience store woman taught me that normal is a myth. The Win Up Bird Chronicle taught me to embrace confusion and introspection. Stillness is the key taught me to slow down and breathe. And lastly, discourse and writing by Epictetus taught me that do not fret over something that is not yours to control. So books really don't just tell stories. Sometimes they tell you your backstory in ways you didn't expect. So thank you so much for spending another peaceful night with me on Night Bus, whether you're in bed, at your desk, or walking under the night sky. I hope tonight's reflection find a soft place in you. So until next time, if you are still interested with this kind of episode, because I really enjoy reading book and I enjoy sharing it with you guys. So leave some comment if you are interested in this kind of episode. So until next time, stay gentle, stay curious, and keep reading your way through life. That's been me, DJ Adam, on IIUM on Night Bus, your campus radio. Bye bye and enjoy your night. Bye. Is that not bye?